Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Titanic Adventure Out of Time here on the Game Professor channel. I am your host, the Game Professor, and now we are getting right up to the end game at this point. We have to go back into the engine room to get into the last smokestack. And the last smokestack, for anyone who didn't know this about the Titanic, it is a fake smokestack. It doesn't actually functionally move any exhaust. It is purely there for show. The idea behind it was 4 smokestacks is more impressive looking than 3. So...
Oh, she's still running rough. You're so clever last time, you care to have a go again?
I suppose.
Right. There's a gauge showing the turbine's power output. The needle's got to move into the green zone.
And again, just to go over it again, counterclockwise on all of the dials, and then there we go. Move the boiler control. There we are.
Cheers, mate.
Super easy. So now we're gonna work our way up. And it looks like we are gonna run into Vlad again.
You have interfered in my affairs for the last time. You are the one who stole the ruby yacht. And Sasha's painting. I know you have it. Prepare to die at the hands of Serbia.
Oh boy. So... this is just a matter of doing as much damage as quickly as possible. As you can see, it's actually, again, a very easy fight by and large. Though he's actually getting some good hits on me this time. It's not letting me get my hooks the way that I want to. There we go. Oh, come on. All I'm doing is spamming the button. I'm not really doing much other than that. Oh, come on. Oh no, this would appear... okay, I was like, why is it not letting me get him? His health is down to the bottom. Alright, so now... the way this puzzle works is it's a different randomly generated puzzle every time. The trick I always use is I just always go right unless I can't. So I go up, go right. Up, go right. Can't go right, so we go left. Go right. And generally speaking, it works. There we are, right at the top. And would you look at that, there's our notebook. And of course,
I think
Seidel.
that notebook is for me. Please.
Oh boy, how did you find me?
I cannot tell. The agents have our secrets.
You want the notebook?
Thank you for finding it. Willie would have appreciated your effort. Cold, isn't it?
Huh.
I've maintained climate is the crucible of civilization. Culture blooms in the temperate. It is the tropic and Arctic zones which breed barbarism. Russia, for instance.
And obviously, there is so much to be said about the problematic nature of that perspective. Like, ugh, so much. What's so important about this notebook anyway?
In that notebook are names of anti-Tsarist Russians, revolutionaries living in exile. Germany supports these men. They are called communists. We provide assistance. Small courtesies and, wherever possible, financial encouragement. One of these men is moving to Krakow soon. Charming city, Krakow. We urge Willy to befriend such types in Vienna. He kept a list of such men for us, or so I thought. He was a Russian agent who was going to turn those names over to the Okhrana, the Russian Secret Service.
All right. And you notice the hypocrisy of his perspective. If he's not going, if he believes that they're barbarians because they are from the Arctic, why does he want to help them? It's complete hypocrisy. And if the Russian police got their names?
Dave would kill them. Secretly, of course, but kill them just the same. Think. With the revolutionaries all dead, the Tsar would be secure on his throne. That should not be allowed. Not when there are wars to be planned for. Now then, the notebook.
And the fateful moment.
What?
The only time we get to see our character's face. Oof. Very anticlimactic sort of view of the hitting of the iceberg. But still, very iconic view of it there.
An iceberg. They've run into an iceberg. The idiots! I will be taking that notebook now.
I have something for you. You can have this pen.
What? Ah!
Excellent. So, down we go. Come on. There we go. All right.
See, my friend, we will all meet the devil. Eventually.
Okay. So then, we're back in our cabin. Last lifeboat leaves at 2 a.m. So we have 56 minutes. And this timer does actually work.
That's a nasty bump. You'll live. But for how long is the question? We've struck an iceberg. The incompetents, the idiots. That was an hour ago. The captain's called women and children to the boats. It's serious. She's sinking by the bow. She's got about an hour left, maybe a little more. The Rubaiyat. And a fine time I had getting it back from the purser. It's safer with you now. I've the painting. Take it. Here's your necklace from the purser. The Serbian Vlad. He must have the notebook. The notebook lists the names of Russian radicals. The Germans actively encourage Lenin and other revolutionaries. You must recover that notebook. This information is vitally important to our Russian allies. I know you're hurt, but the Titanic's sinking. It's not going to be easy. The lifts have been shut down for good. We must get the evidence off the ship before it goes. So, up we go. Now get cracking.
And what you will also find at this point is that... Come on, I want to actually keep that up. The jumping to red areas is disabled as well. So this is part of why I often will try to play the game primarily without jumping between locations, because I don't want to rely too heavily on it at the point that by the time I get to this point. So make sure there's nothing else we need. Still just that. Alright. Let's go up then. And we have the first class lounge that we actually can go to now. At this point, it does actually put you on the boat deck. Oh, would you look at that?
Leave! I'm getting on that boat. The child's mine. Stay away, I'm warning you.
Well, so she's taken the baby. Great. There's Trout. Let's see what he has to say.
Boat. It seems I shall not see Centipede either. This is a test of faith, like the blood fluke infestations at the mission. Unspeakable things. The worms fell, even the fittest. We prayed then too, after Mazan and the bearers fled into the bush. Though Emily did not escape God's plan, tonight is another test. We shall brave the deluge like Noah and his family. Does anyone know how long the great flood raged? Do you know?
40 days.
Exactly. You are blessed with fortune. Comfort Miss Limehouse. She is in the first-class lounge.
Okay. And ultimately, it's through talking to him and getting things correct that he'll divulge information to us. So I'm gonna probably look some things up as well.
She's sinking. Down we go. Down to Davy Jones' locker.
Okay.
Get ready. We're going to meet the Maker. No more talk. Pray.
Okay, he's just being annoying now. Alright. Where's Penny? Oh boy. And this is part of why you have to do things quickly. Because you'll still get these little cutscenes to indicate time passing.
Stand back! Ladies and gentlemen, maintain order. Women and children board first.
Prepare to swing out! Lifeboat away, sir!
Alright. There's Daisy. There's Mrs. Burns.
I say, old bean. Absolute madhouse, don't you think? People running hither and
boy.
thither, no organization, no plan of attack.
Henry doesn't think the situation calls for panic.
Lunatics, all of them, running about like rabbits with a stoat at the hole.
The lapse in social order is absolutely shocking.
Boats! Ha! If I were captain.
Such people, they're not dressed for the first cabin, like those two immigrants on the second-class stairwell. Really, something should be done. The woman's quite upset.
Sodding foreigners.
I can't possibly get in these boats.
I agree. Packing the women off in such crowded quarters.
Frightfully cramped.
Like tinned mullet.
The Titanic is perfectly safe, isn't it?
I say, I'm in need of a gin.
Not now, Henry, not now. The officer there, he wants me in the boat.
They say the smoking room's still open.
Goodness, I do believe I hear running water.
Perhaps we can play a few hands with that Frenchman.
Henry, I do think we should stay here with the boats.
Blast it all, Ribena. Pitch yourself in. I say, old bean, coming with?
No, I need to finish something. I swear, they are so annoying at this point. But if you want to just escape the ship quickly, this is a way to do it.
Suit yourself then. Cheerio.
Alright, like I said, I am trying to get the best ending. Alright, so... there's Officer Morrow. There's Daisy. I'm not going to talk to Daisy. There's Penny. Let's see if he has something else to say now.
God has declared the Titanic a ship of destiny. She's sinking. Down we go. Down to Davy Jones' locker. Get ready. We're going to meet the Maker. Remember Paul's shipwreck? His fellow passengers were spared, but only if they declared their trust of God. They did so and were saved. Now my question. To what city was Paul sailing? Jerusalem, Caesarea, or Rome?
Just gonna look it up quickly. St. Paul's Island. On his way to Rome.
Exactly. You are blessed with fortune. Share it with the less fortunate. The family's on the second-class stairwell.
Okay, so basically he's telling us where to go, generally speaking. I do want to go into the first-class lounge. That's not where I wanted to go. First-class lounge is on A deck. There we are.
If you've come to get me to leave, I'm not going. I'm not leaving Willie. I want to stay near him on the ship.
Willie's dead.
We met here in the lounge the first night out. He introduced himself. Willie was so kind. Not like Mama's friends. They just want our money. I'm staying with him.
Go up to the lifeboats.
We went for a walk that night on deck. There were so many stars. Just like tonight. I told him you can't see the stars in New York. The lights burn too bright. I told him to go to Central Park. I was going to take him to the park to show him the stars. Here, take this shawl. I don't need it. If you get to New York, visit the park. That's where you see stars. That's where I wanted to take Willie. Goodbye.
Alright, so we do need that. So, good to have it. There's Zeidel.
You are proving surprisingly hardy, so perhaps you'll honor one more request. The evening's last, it would seem.
Why should I?
Oh, but you must. You could save a life.
What are you talking about?
The Lady Georgia's, of course. I've poisoned her.
What sort of poison is it?
If you decide against helping me, she will die. But if you cooperate, the antidote for her. Why, there goes Mr. Ismay. He's abandoning ship. Not just the women and children. The president of the line gets a seat too. So, will you help?
Yes, I'll help.
Good. Listen closely. You have the painting, and we both know its true value. Please, the painting. Hand it to me.
There is a way for us to get it back. So I'm going to try to get it back.
Thank you. And since I am a man of my word, the antidote. And in the spirit of the evening, I will even tell you where she is. Sasha's cabin. A14.
Alright. Let's talk to Trask as well.
I wondered when you'd rematerialize. We're in a bit of a spot, don't you think?
Aren't you trying to find a boat?
Me? My lord, no, I'm too old and too fat for small boats. Besides, after spending my corporeal career communing with the beyond, I'm not too worried about joining it now.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Mr. Riviera, he's playing for some very high stakes.
How high?
Very high.
You knew about the Titanic, didn't you?
But what's still unknown is what you will do. Don't you see? You've changed the past. You've had that chance. What you do now will change the future. Don't fail.
And there is his referential knowledge that you were sent to the past. Do a reading of the shawl. Come on, image. There we are.
Sorry, no signals from that at all.
Alright.
I suggest a hand of cards with Mr. Riviera. Hurry. You've changed the past. Now, change the future. Hurry.
Alright. I am gonna try to save. I'm in the wrong spot. Well, actually, we'll go to the smoking room.
Bonsoir, mon ami. Sit if you like.
Talk to me. The Titanic is dying, but the games are still being played. Even here. Is that why you have come? For a game? To while away the time?
Yes, what are your stakes?
My stakes? Why, mon ami, we play for souls. At least a substitute thereof. We must play for something real. Something a man would die for. Regardez. A carte d'entrée. A pass to the lifeboats. With this, you have life. Looks familiar, eh?
And there's another
If you win,
reference.
it is yours.
Reference to you having it at the beginning of the game.
What do you wish to put down in return?
We'll wager the diamond necklace.
Yeah, jewelry. Such diamonds. Quite valuable. Almost as beautiful as the Lady Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Bien. If you win, you receive the boat pass. If I win, I get the necklace. Let's begin.
Okay. Perfect. Yes.
You have won.
Yes.
Well played. Here. Deliverance. Of a kind. One more?
No.
Well, maybe I see you again. Before you die. Adieu.
So, now we're able to save Georgia, and we can still get Zeidel to give us the painting back. Because that's what you need. You need to have the boat pass, so we can still get the best ending.
Help me, please. Quickly. God, thank you. Why has he done this?
Zeidel poisoned you because he wanted a painting.
The one Sasha has, he wouldn't let it out of his sight. Sasha ran below, towards the turbine room, to retrieve his valuables.
Okay. Get to the lifeboats now.
Meet me then, on the boat deck, with the necklace. It's a new start. Go, now, we'll leave together.
There we go.
Don't push. Keep your hands well inside the boats.
And you can really tell that time is passing quickly, and the game really wants you to feel the pressure of time at this point. Right? It's 1:30 just about. So, up to the boat deck. Let's check with Trout one more time.
She's sinking. Down we go. Down to Davy Jones' locker.
Okay, maybe he doesn't have something else to say at this point. We are gonna go down. I don't think that...
Nobody's allowed above this deck.
Oops.
Those are orders. Last thing we need's a riot. If you go down there, I can't guarantee you'll come back. It's dangerous down there.
Stand aside.
I'll try to remember you on the way up. Good luck.
I don't think that,
Mrs. Conklin.
she's left yet?
Stolen my baby. I was to meet Mr. Conklin, but she showed up instead, demanding the letter. I let her hold the baby so I could get my hands free. I let her, and she took him. She told the steward Hetty was hers. He wouldn't let me follow her to first class. She's leaving with my baby. Take the letter. Find her. See if she'll trade the baby for it. Please, you're our only hope.
Get that baby for Mrs. Conklin. Trade the letter.
Alright. But first, we have to go down all the way below. And have to see what we can do to find Sasha. And because we know that just logically speaking, the engine rooms are blocked off at this point, here we are.
You have found me. And Sasha.
Did you kill him?
Yes. Sasha cared only for himself, not Serbia, not the Black Hand. This is war.
Shocking.
Deserters are shot. Like dogs. Maybe you come for the notebook. The one the German wanted? Maybe you want this. The English lord's necklace. It is mine to sell. The money for the Black Hand. Then you will see somewhere, sometime, within a month, in a year, we strike. We will start a fire. A fire that will destroy the Austrian oppressors. Destroy Europe, and all Serbs will know freedom. I must leave. I must get on a lifeboat. Once again, I must ask for your help. Find a way to let me board a lifeboat unnoticed. Women and children first is the rule.
I can get you into first class.
What? How?
Disguise yourself as a woman with this shawl.
A disguise? No. I die like a man.
That is something that some men did to escape the ship, from what I understand. So, it's actually a very good reference. Drowning won't help your cause.
You can get me into the first class? To the boats? What can I give you?
The notebook.
Never. It is for Serbia. Quickly, what do you take?
I want the notebook.
Take it and give me. Give it to me. If I disguise myself, I can reach the boats. The sea, it's coming in.
Alright. So now we just have to get the painting back. And hopefully we'll also be able to get Eddie back from Mrs. Conkling as well. Not that that one is critical to getting the best ending, but I just like doing good deeds like that. It's like I'd rather do what I can to help everybody. Same thing with helping Georgia.
You made it! Now get up on the boat deck. Last thing we need's a riot. Now get up on the boat deck.
Though I do have a headcanon that with Georgia, you and she do start a new life together. Perfect.
What do you want?
Baby's not yours.
He's mine now. No one will know. He'll have a good life with me instead of that penniless girl. Leave. I'm getting on that boat.
I have the letter and I'll publish it.
The letter? You have it? It can ruin us. Ruin me. I'll trade you. The letter for the child. Hurry! The letter for the child. Here. Take it. Take it! The letter. Yes, let me have it. What a fool! You don't have a seat in the boat.
And that's just the type of person she is. So, let's do this. We're gonna go get Shayla.
This deck's closed. No one can go up from this point. There aren't the boats for the steerage passengers. They must stay below. If you go down there, I can't guarantee you'll come back. It's dangerous down there.
Stand aside.
Good luck. If I'm still here when you return, I'll let you back up.
Oh boy. And we'll get the baby to Shayla, get back on the boat deck, and that'll finish off this episode. Oh, man. Alright, so we have 15 minutes, approximately.
You got him back. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. You did the right proper thing, you did. You got me thanks. Go on, get up top with my sister and the baby. Save them.
No, Jack, no. Not without you.
Hush now. Hush. There'll be no luck for men like me up top. I'll try me luck back here, in the stern. Get moving.
It's best I be going now. Take me to the boats.
Thank you. I'll not forget this.
It's first class I'm in.
And actually,
I'll never forget what you done. God protect you.
I'm fairly certain that I can finish this episode and get on a boat still with everything in time. So that's what I'm going to aim to do. There's Daisy.
The dry land was made to rise from the water, and our little piece of dry land, this floating palace, shall be lowered back into its depths. Prepare. We're going to meet the Maker. She's sinking. Down we go. Down to Davy Jones' locker.
Alright, he's not going to say anything else. Let's talk to Daisy quickly, though. She deserves that much from me.
Boats? The boats, I can't find them. Everyone's gone. The officer, he wanted to put me in a boat with people I didn't know. But it's not that bad, is it? We won't die. No, we won't. The boats. I must find the right one, the right boat.
Try to save yourself.
The boats. I must find the right one. I must. I can't go with just anyone.
Alright, Daisy. Alright, Zeidel.
You have the irritating habit of appearing most unexpectedly.
You'll never leave the ship alive.
Ah, such disapproving looks. And you are wrong. I will leave the ship alive. Get me off this ship and the painting and its plans are yours.
Alright.
I am a patriot. But I prefer to be a living, but not a dead patriot. I think Mr. Riviera has given you something, yes? Do we make a deal? The pass for the painting.
Perfect.
A deal. But first, the pass.
Alright. So we have everything. Ultimately, these are all of the items that we need. The notebook, the necklace, the rubaiyat, and the painting. We have everything. Okay, I have to go talk to, Morrow quickly. Oh boy. We do still have time. I haven't missed it. Got Georgia here also.
You made it. There's just one boat left.
Yep. Save yourself, Georgia.
Hurry. Oh, God, please, hurry.
Alright.
Carlson, you've done your best to help. Quick, we've space for one more. Get in. Damn it. Now!
Yes, I'll go now.
There's no more time. Get in, you can go. Get in, damn you, it's an order.
There we go.
Tell them we did our best. Tell them.
And we were still able to save everything that we needed to. And what I was trying to get Reverend Trout to admit was basically he funded his trip on the Titanic through donations to the mission. So, just truly, like direct reflection of the same kind of actions that the Catholic Church did historically. So, just nice representation of corruption within the church. And he basically says that this is God's judgment upon him for doing that. Oof. There is the final plunge. And this, of course, was made when they still thought that the ship had gotten to a very severe angle and then broke. though they have since discovered that drawings by a passenger, or that were created through the description of a passenger of the sinking, demonstrates that it was a much lower angle and it broke more like this rather than the steep angle breaking like this. So, very interesting stuff, seeing the reflections of the history that we had and the knowledge that we had. But here, we get to experience the best ending.
Vlad left the sinking ship without the rubaiyat, nor did he have the real Lambeth diamonds. The Black Hand never got its funds, money intended to finance a wave of terrorism across the Balkans. One of the intended targets, the heir to the Austrian throne, Archduke Franz Ferdinand. His murder might have started a war.
Yep.
We were lucky. We got peace instead. As for the painting, it left with me. The plans proved useless. In the month following the sinking, the War Office scrapped the proposed deployments in a cost-cutting measure. But the canvas? As the only artifact saved from the Titanic, the painting became famous. Along with its creator, a rather excitable Austrian named Adolf Hitler, who makes a lucrative career to this day, peddling overpriced alpine vistas to the carriage trade. I left the ship with Willie's notebook. Eventually, it found its way to the Russians. The Tsar's secret police were grateful, and the names Stalin, Lenin, and Trotsky vanished from history. The communist revolution aborted. I didn't really realize it then, but that night 30 years ago was one of history's most crucial. Though the Titanic carried 1,500 to the death, a peaceful world would be their epitaph. Our mission was a success. With no wars or bloody revolutions to derail us, prosperity and progress has flowed into every corner of the globe, bringing humanity a security known only to the privileged few before the Titanic sailed. Today, on April 14th, 1942, I am leaving the service to retire in a world at peace. One can only imagine how different it could have been, would have been, if we had failed.
All right, so that is it, everybody. And really, that ending bit, regardless of what ending you get, depending on the items that you were able to escape the ship with, you get a different permutation of the events of the early 20th century. Obviously, anything that allowed Vlad to fund the Black Hand, the execution of Franz Ferdinand occurs. The painting is entirely about Adolf Hitler and World War II. He was actually a painter. That is historically accurate. And it's interesting that him becoming famous for his painting being something that diverts him from becoming a political entity. And then you have the communist revolution in Russia. So it's completely ridiculous that a single event on the Titanic would be enough to prevent all of that stuff from happening, but still very interesting, and especially when you get into the various endings, seeing the different permutations is quite fascinating. But let's finish going through the credits here. I have to actually click it. But thank you all so much for this little diversion from our current schedule. We will finish off the week just with Mass Effect 2, just to round out and ensure that I get most of those episodes out, because we're quickly approaching the release of the Legendary Edition of that. So here we have all the actors, and like I explained in the first episode, basically the way they achieved the animation and the dialogue was they just had stills of the actors, and they put stills together to create that almost fluid conversational appearance. So very cool. Like I said early on, that when I first played this game, I thought it was the coolest thing since sliced bread. Or since Betty White, as it were. Considering Betty White is older than sliced bread. And obviously different voices from the actors specifically. So very, very interesting. Obviously getting some underwater images of the ship as well. Some actual photos of real passengers. Very interesting stuff. But with that, everybody, I think this is going to be the end of it finally. Maybe. I will continue to click through this, but thank you again for watching, everybody. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you always know when I have new videos coming out, and follow the links in the description to the Facebook page and Discord server so you can join the conversation. But until next time, everybody, this is your Game Professor, signing off. I will see you then.